All right. Whoops.
That's
There you go. Awesome. All right, just testing some different things out. Let me change some graphics since we're not doing a sports show. We can get rid of the NHL, and we can go with my stream scribe graphic. There. Welcome everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Hopefully the audio sounds okay. I just rushed this whole stream together in about 15 minutes. If people don't know, I take down the entire stream setup after every stream because my kids use this as a playroom. Um, We've got a third period and an interesting hockey game that's just about to start in 7 minutes and 54 seconds. I'm watching that one. I mean, we're doing an art show tonight, but I am always a sports podcaster. So I always got my eyes on the games at hand, even though this upcoming Monday, we're not doing a Sports on the Hill podcast. So kind of doing this in two this week in lieu of doing one next week. Also, it's been a long time since I've done art. I, Oh, that's yeah. I probably should have let you know, champ. I'm sorry. I saw you were on, but I didn't want to be like that guy to be like. I should have. You're right. I was just setting up and I wasn't thinking. But I'm really happy that you raided Davey because I'm also gonna raid Davey after this stream as well. But I'm actually happy you gave it to him because I really want most people to be going over to Davey. I just thought it'd be kind of fun to do some emotes live on here, as well as I can then clip it up and use it as a tutorial on my YouTube channel. But yeah, it's not a big deal. It's a pop-up stream, but I really appreciate the thought of wanting to raid over here. And in fact, we're going to raid over to Davey for sure for his birthday stream when we're done. I thought this would be kind of a fun way to bring people over to his stream as well. And I've actually already been over there a couple of times today. But Davey is great people. Has been on the show before, and that's kind of why I didn't really broadcast this too much. I did not want to deter from people going over to Davey's birthday stream. But I do appreciate everyone for tuning in and being a part of that. And yeah, he's playing golf with friends, and so I'll definitely spectate and hang out. And he always does great golf with friends streams. And that segment's just starting at 10, and that goes to like 1 in the morning. So we're fine. We'll find a time when we're done. I do want to mention Minnesota is up 71-60 over Dallas. We're in the third quarter there, 6:15 left. So we'll be doing scoring updates for both of these games throughout this show. I want to call it a podcast because that's what I usually do, but we're going to do an art show. I'm going to change the name real quickly. I just wanted to put the time starting in the title because I know I told some people it was going to be 9:30. Emote with me. And we're gonna do band emotes as a theme tonight, which would be kind of fun. I haven't done art for myself. It must be years now since I've done it on stream. So like it's gonna be really kind of a cool thing to do. We're gonna do a bunch of different designs. We're gonna do some of my favorite bands, and I'm gonna show you a couple of ones that I've been working on and some that I've already submitted to Twitch, and I'm just waiting to get approval to turn them on. So I'll show you the ones I've started, the ones I have ideas of, and we'll make a couple live on air as kind of a tutorial on how to make an emote, which I always love to give to people. I am thinking about doing this also as a video on my Web and Games channel. So I'm going to turn on my Facebook and just for the part where we do the art, get it on there. I'm also over here going to give myself some screen capturing on my Mac. So we'll just give me 1 second while I set all of that up. But I hope you guys are all having an awesome Friday and happy start to a long weekend. And I'm happy that you guys have tuned in and are here with me tonight. We're going to record this
Recording in progress.
back up because that's always smart to do. We're also going to give moderator control to my other computer. Um, I want to do it this way. Make it so what I do is for people behind the scenes, I make this computer a co-host, and then that will grant it the ability to share a screen and stuff like that. So what I do is I do all my work on one computer, and we're going to be doing this on my work computer, but it's pretty it's the strongest computer to do it on. Also, it's the best camera for the FaceTime. There's a Pokemon in chat, so if people want to chat or catch that in chat, they can. You do exclamation Poke Catch, and then you put whatever Pokeball you want. You can also go Poke Shop and do like a Pokeball 5, and it will just give you 5 Pokeballs, or Great Balls or Ultra Balls or whatever you want to do for that. And Scorebot's letting us know that the Orioles lead the White Sox 4-3, so that's good. At the top of the sixth inning, and so good luck on catching this Pokemon. There's also I have it Stream Elements follow Pokemon Community game bot, and it will tell you about that Pokemon in chat. Great Balls of Fire, Andy. Nice. Welcome on in. I'll give a quick shout out to both Champ and Andy. Thank you guys both for being here. And so I appreciate that, especially for a pop-up stream. So we're watching basketball, watching hockey, and making emotes live on air. But I hope that you guys are all having an awesome Friday. I thank you for spending it with me. It's been a long time. I was describing earlier since I've done an art stream for myself. I usually design stuff for other people. So today we will be doing that. I'm gonna just switch up my graphics and see which one of these scenes looks best for doing this. Maybe if I do this over here, and I don't know, that looks pretty decently proportioned. Um, so we can do it that way. So I'll just be over here on the side. I am curious if I do like a special effect, does it appear on top of me? I'm gonna just do a test of like evolving a Charizard. I'm curious if it just happens on top of my face right now, or if it even works at all on this screen. So I don't see it at all, but that's okay. Um, so, do you guys like this view better, or do you guys like it smaller with the graphics? I think it's better this way. I'm gonna just go with it. All right. So I'm just fiddling around with OBS. Usually, this screen I use for having multiple people on. Oh, I got the two up. This is a better, I think, design. It has that. Does this now work? I know. Hold on. I'm just testing some different things real quickly to see if I've broken it or if it has the special effects on the screen or not. Uh, I don't see it. Anyway, hold on. I just want to go back to my main scene and see if it only works on this one. I'll fix this offline, but um, I just it's funny how it's should be able to override that. It's like there's a cooldown on it now. I thought if I did it, I can. Does this work? So weird. I don't know if any of those redeems are working today, which is bizarre. Anyway, I'm gonna move on. So I wouldn't, if I were you guys, I wouldn't use any of the redeems tonight because I don't know if they're working. But that's fine. I'm not gonna be worried too much about that. We're going to do an art stream, and we're gonna design a couple of different things. I first of all wanted to show the designs that I had already uploaded uh to Twitch. Let me just see if I can find them real quickly. Uh, we got some. All right. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna grab a second computer so that way I can have chat up on a separate screen because it's gonna be easier. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to like switch back and forth. Um, no, these are actually gonna be emotes that are live on this channel because people had got it through the subathon, and so I designed a couple of emotes that are gonna be for this one and for them. And then I'm also updating a couple of emotes that I wanted to do. Um, I wanted to make like an animated AJR one, and I wanted to make an animated Gorillas one. So people who sub to me can, do for both of those bands. And then we're also doing a Linkin Park one as well. So the Linkin Park one was the one that was commissioned for us to do. I'll show you that one real quickly as well. Um, so I'm not sure if I made it on this computer or my other computer. So this is actually just the GIF that I'll just walk through. It's not the project file that I used to make it. But what's cool about Photoshop is you can walk through a GIF even if you didn't make it, and you can grab frames from other GIFs and import them into yours, which will utilize it as a feature tonight. So this emote, I realize that many of you guys probably haven't even seen before. It's got all the different members of the band Linkin Park, and this will obviously be very small, which is why they're very zoomed in for all of them. And yeah, it's so I worked with her on doing it. And it's cool as it represents them at kind of all their different eras, and so it's kind of a fun like look through their history. And yeah, so I thought it'd be kind of cool because we already had a Linkin Park emote that just has all the logos over time, and so I thought it would be kind of cool to like feature the different band members um, and stuff like that. So the Rangers is about to start. It's 4-on-4 to start the third period here. I'm gonna run and grab a second laptop real quick so I can have chat up on another screen because I think otherwise while I'm photoshopping I won't be able to see you guys. So just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. It turns out it was in this room the whole time. So I didn't have to go anywhere. But anyway, uh, that is the LP drummer. That is Rob Borden. Um, and so yeah, it's so this GIF, if you didn't see, is all the different members. So it's got Chester, Rob, and so there you go. Yeah, yeah, Rob Borden is the drummer for. But yeah, anyway, so that's that one. I'm not gonna get too far into that design because it's already been like uploaded. I do want to show. I took this sunflower. Yeah, that's how I started it. Um, let me see here. I thought I had the Photoshop file. Here it is. Perfect. So this is the emote that I also just, but she wanted to do a sunflower, which was perfect because I said it could be a static emote of whatever she loves, and she really wanted to have a sunflower. I was like, totally fine. And so it's actually my wife's favorite flower too. So it's a big thing in her family. So I was like, that's perfect. And so what we did was we found a picture. I'm gonna just take the effects off it real quick. And then I cut it out of the sky background because we decided we wanted it on transparent, so that way it could be like you could put it on black or on white. So that way it would look good on either. And what I did was I actually added some effects to it. So I added a stroke to make it pop on white and then an outer glow. So that way when it's on black, it'll have like a little bit of a shadowing effect to it. It'll like almost glow. So that is the other one. So I'll take out the background. It's a transparent uh, image as well. So those are the two ones. Yeah, no problem, Andy. Thank you for being here. So those are the two that we've submitted already to Twitch, and we'll see how they go. And I may, and this is true with all my emotes, eventually I may update them and change them and things like that. I do that periodically, have original ideas that I then modify. I've wanted to update my sports one for a long time. I still think I'm going to do that sometime this summer. But I thought it'd be kind of fun to have a little bit of like a theme stream and like play around with a couple of different ideas that I had. And it should be cool. And but I just want to thank everyone for obviously tuning in and being here, whether you're lurking or watching. The Florida Rangers game is still tied with 17-46, and the Timberwolves are up 81-77 over Dallas, and the Wolves are going to the line to shoot two with 39 seconds left in the third quarter there. So it's a close game for sure in both these. He made the first. So yeah, we'll have score updates obviously in chat. Also, I will give score updates and yeah, the Orioles are leading 4-3 it seems. So that's kind of cool. Um, All right, so let's get into this design idea. So I'll just use this as a template because it's a fine size document. What is the size right now of this one? It's all right, I'm gonna work on a new document. We're gonna do it 500 by 500. All right, so I'm trying to decide whether I want to do the AJR emote first or if we want to do the gorillas emote first. So, um, does anybody in chat want to weigh in on which one they want to see first? If not, I'll just pick one. Think most of the people are just lurking, but that's fine. So I will just pick one of these to design first, and yeah, if anyone has any questions, they can write them in chat. Oh yeah, sorry. Whether or not we're gonna do the gorillas emote or the AJR emote first. Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah. So put one in chat if you want gorillas, and put two in chat if you want AJR, I guess, and whoever has more. So yeah, so one is gorillas. Okay. All right, gorillas it is. I think, unless anyone has any other opinions. I know Adrian's a diehard gorillas fan, so Ace Caltor. So I'm sure if he's gonna vote, he's gonna vote gorillas too. I actually went to a Gorillaz concert with him before. All right, so let's do it. So, um, we're going to. I'm trying to decide how I want to do this. All right, so I want to search the internet for different pictures of the gorillas because they have so many different looks over time. And so let me see here. I'm gonna switch what I'm screen sharing. Stop the screen share and start it here with. All right. I'm gonna just pull up Safari here so that you guys can look at this with me. So we should look at different members specifically. So well, I think we start with 2D first. And we have to kind of make a decision. So I'd like to do something that features each one of the characters and they kind of pop through. So if people don't know, for a Twitch emote, you have 60 frames to work with. You have to keep the whole thing under what is it? One, I'll look it up, but you have to keep it under a certain size. And yeah. So anyway, so I usually have to get it down to like 330 or something by 330 to get it to fit. But 60 frames that you have to work with. Obviously, the more frames, I believe, like the smaller you have to make it. But again, you only need it to be like 116 by 116 when it's in the final emote size. So it's pretty small. Um, so we can talk about the characters. I don't know how many of the people in chat is it really just the blur guy? So yeah, but so the band is really him, but the lore is four characters, right? So I guess we should just go through it for people who don't know the Gorillas, because there's probably people that might watch this back later. But the Gorillas are made up of four characters. Who is this? They have it on their website. Here, I think so. This. Or is this just playing through their videos? Anyway, so they've got four members. I'm just trying to see if I can figure out here. Yeah. So, um, the members are Murdoch, 2D, Russell, and Noodles. So like Noodles is like the female guitarist. You've got Russell is the drummer. You got 2D is the singer, and Murdoch also plays guitar as well. Thank you. Welcome on in, Ginger Dory 23. Thank you for the resub. 19 months already. That's wild to me. But thank you so much. I really appreciate that a lot. And we actually were just showing the emotes, which I'll show right now, since you're here now in chat. Let me switch some things around real quick. And let me see. I got a lot open. We were talking about the sunflower before, so that was the final one for that. And there's a Pokemon in chat if anybody wants to catch it. I'm gonna try to catch it right now. Catch. Yeah, so yeah, the sunflower, we cut it out of the sky. I enlarged it a little bit and we added some effects to it to make it pop on light and on dark and stuff like that. So yeah, so I like it. And then we also talked about the Linkin Park emote and with all the different guys in it. And so um yeah, and start of the fourth quarter, Timberwolves lead the Mavericks 86-79. It's a 7 point lead. It's a pretty close game there. It's still tied 1-1 with 15 minutes left in the third period in the other one. All right, so we were. Oh, I realized I was talking about doing it, but I wasn't even showing you on the right screen. That sucks. Hold on. I'm so sorry. I thought we were still screen sharing this. All right. So what I was trying to show Ginger is this. So the sunflower emote here, we added the effects to add the shadowing and the outer glow. And well done. Good catch. So yeah. Anyways, we caught. So we got the all the different things. You hear me? Uh, I can hear you and my song at the same time, my friend. Do I have? I don't have music playing. Wait, I'm so confused. Um. Oh no, you're fine. Yeah. We'll go over your emotes again in a little bit. But then why don't we? We'll continue with what we're designing, and then let me know, and I can show you that. So I will stop screen sharing this, and we're gonna go back to uh the gorillas. So yeah, so we're trying to figure out these different, members. So you have the virtual members and the non-virtual members. So the band is really mostly Damian Auburn and Jamie Hewitt, and they kind of like design the whole idea behind them, and they do all the work for both the visual side and on the music side, and but the virtual band is very different. So let's just look up pictures of each one of them. We can sort of figure out which one way we want to go. So they've changed a lot over time. Different albums, they looked very different, right? So the original Gorillaz album um has them looking a very specific way, right? So let me see if we can zoom in, right? So Noodles was very much a kid back then. And I'm trying to see if we can find um but like I think we should use maybe elements from certain music videos that are like famous as well. So like I could see us doing some of like the zombie gorillas. Um which is kind of a fun thing from Clint Eastwood, or we could get elements from Feel Good Inc. and try to incorporate things that way. Because what's cool about this is I could grab specific frames of certain videos and we can incorporate them into some sort of animated GIF as well. Because really with 60 frames you have a lot of room to work. It's fast, but it's not that fast. Like you can really do a lot. Like on one of my emotes, I like told a whole entire story, with Mew, where it basically goes up and around and, gives, hearts and flies through the scene. But you can see that there's like a lot of different movements and stuff like that. Uh, uh, so yeah. Demon Days, Plastic Beach. So they look different in Demon Days too, right? So Noodles is down here. My son gets so confused by this picture because he's like, but Murdoch is always green, and he's not green in this one, right? So the color scheme of them are all very different for Demon Days than the first album, and then they're obviously very different throughout their history. If you follow it through, there's the Humans albums where they make them all look like humans instead of Gorillas. There's Cracker Island, which is their newest album, and so there's a lot of different eras to pull from, if you will. So and we could do it where each characters pulled from a different era, so they don't have to all be like what they look like now. They don't all have to be what they look like in Demon Days or the Gorillaz album. So there's a lot of different directions we could go with this. Um, I really love, obviously, the Clint Eastwood video is so iconic. So I wanted to see what gifts people have gotten from that. So Gorillaz gifts of uh, so let's just see right here which I'm gonna go to images. So I was thinking about doing it where we grab an element of an already created GIF in these, and then I could like Photoshop parts of it in and out. Um, and tell you what did I miss? Yeah, somebody was trying to sell something, so I deleted them. I was like, it sucks for people to try to like do that to me because I'm like always in mod view, even as a streamer. Because I'm like, whatever. I mean, I mod anyway, so like, why not watch it in mod view? I was like, oh, that's easy, and so, but yeah. Yeah. All right, so I'm trying to figure out here, taking maybe part of a GIF, that is, dramatic. We could grab elements of that we can then like um uh yeah, yeah, all good. You're fine. I'm not that worried. Um so it's like they're punching through. Because if someone already has a GIF of a scene that we like and we like a specific element, I can cut out part of that GIF and use it. Um so um hmm, this is what I want. Is that where is I want that animated that scene. I may have to just grab it myself. I could teach you guys how to do that as well. Um, Maybe that's the answer. So I was totally hoping that somebody would have like the GIF of them doing the dancing move or like the roar thing, which I think that they I don't know. Well, that's a really long GIF. Anyway. Wait, here, it's this one. There we go. Nice. Hold on. Uh, I'm gonna download that thing and see if I can grab elements from this. Switch back to Photoshop. All right. So I'm gonna open up. I just downloaded that as a GIF, and we're gonna see. All right, I'm trying to find it again. I have to open it in a different way. So if I open up a different GIF that has different elements, you can see. Oh wow, why is this one all? It's so weird. I've never seen it do that before. That's so like the GIF got distorted when I brought it into. Huh, let me see if I can bring it in again. That's weird. That's really random. Usually when you have a GIF, you can just like import frame by frame and you can edit it and delete it. Let me see. Huh, I don't know why that's not working. That's really weird. Trying to figure out how to fix that. Is it just because it's usually black? Well, I'm just curious. If I put like a black layer behind it, does it fix it? Hmm. I've never seen a glitch like that before. It's really weird. All right, we're gonna do it a different way. All right, so I'm just seeing what other images that I want. Have a good night, little best guy. Um, oh yeah, yeah, no, all good, Ginger. No problem with hanging out with those other people. It's been such a fun day catching up with everyone. It has really been a really cool day. I'm happy that we've been able to hang out. Um, um, Interesting. Oh, I see what Lobe said. He said you should copy those messages in bits and pieces into your block terms and phrases. I say bits and pieces rather than the whole message because it reduces the likelihood they'll get around it by altering the message slightly. I actually publish a good block terms and phrases list in the web's Discord. That's really helpful. Awesome. So people don't know. They should. Who Lobe's guy is? He is actually the leader of the group that I am in the web creative community, and so they have a Discord that has a lot of valuable information for streamers, whether they're starting, and they can post their stuff in there as well, or even if they're streamers that have done it for a while. Um, yeah, I had fun at Bruno's stream too, and I had fun at Bula's stream earlier. So they were both really great. It's been cool to catch up with everybody. I still don't know what I want to do now. I'm kind of mad that that gift thing didn't work, and now I'm like curious if other things are gonna have that same issue. So let me just maybe we do it a different way where we just have different faces pop in and out, and I don't do it from like scenes from an episode. Um, so let me go back to sharing. Sorry, I have to keep going back and forth, but I need to change what we're screen sharing. Um, all right, so here we'll go and uh, sorry, linked to the wrong one. All right, I do like him from this era, so let's just get pictures of different characters. So let's go gorillas, 2D, Clint Eastwood. This is kind of an iconic face of his in the shadow. 'Cause I already do have one 2D emote, of him facing forward, right? So I feel like I don't necessarily need to do something like that. It could be something more like artsy where he comes in. So what you could do is if you copy this image and then we screen share this again and bring him in, what you could do is you can make him come in through the shot, right? So to do that, it's actually pretty simple. You start off with here, you create a video timeline. Oops, sorry, let me enter it in. create a video timeline, switch it to frame by frame. And so this is where we're going to work today. We're going to have up to 60 frames to work with. So what you can do is you take this image and this layer and you put it to where you want it to start, right? Where, um, and then, so you can have them come in. And remember, whatever the very first frame of this whole thing is what's going to show up on an emote wall. So that's important in case you, I also wonder if we want to make it so it's on a transparent background and I cut everything out. And then these GIFs are actually ones where, they'll come in and out. Let's do it that way. It takes a little bit more work, but I think it'll create a better product. So we're going to clear out the background of this. So that way it's just that. And we're going to start with him here. Oh, let me just make sure I clear off everything. Um, so I use a paint bucket tool, but I changed the mode at the top. Usually it's a normal paint bucket and it's a color down here. But you can also switch it to clear and then it will actually cut out whatever it is. So here we go. We have the character. We're going to start off with him like that. We're going to click this button right here. We're going to move it to where we want it to end. If you hold down the shift button, it'll stay on that same axis. If you don't, you can move it up and down and you can do different stuff. I think I'm just going to make it very simple. So it looks like he's going to walk through the space. I've now moved him here from here. And I click both of these and I create what's called a motion tween. And I say I want to add 4 frames, all layers, all positions, and it will make the tween. What a tween is it does all the different places in between for you in order, so you don't have to think about it. Now, if I take all of this and I shorten the time frame and I make it, let's say, a second, that's actually too long. Let's do a half a second. And so now he is kind of going through. In fact, it needs to be much less than that. So let's make it like 0.1 second. So it'll go pretty quick. So I mean, you could make an emote that just does this, right? But we're gonna do something much more complicated than that. Um, I'm gonna make it a little slower so you can kind of like creep through it a little bit. Um, cool. So you can see that, and you can position the middle frames a little bit more the way you want them to. So it's just giving you like a rough estimate of the animation going through. Um, and so obviously the more frames you do and so if instead of doing 5 frames, I'm just going to show you guys an example real quickly. So let's say I delete this and I do it and I say I want to do it for 20 frames, right? And then it'll obviously go very slowly through and it'll be much more detailed, right? And so, but it uses up so many more of our frames that we have to work with. And you can do that whole thing and you can go make it go faster too. So you can do like 0.05, let's say. So that'll be really fast. And then it'll go, solidly through the thing, right? So, but that again takes up the frames that we're going to be using. So, I'd rather have this animation not be as perfect. Remember, it's going to be really tiny, and so your eye will kind of make up the difference in the animation. So we're going to do, let's do 5 frames in between, and I'm going to make this one a little bit more this way, and this one just a little bit more that way. And so it should. It's too fast now, so we're going to take it and we're going to bring it back down because we have less frames. So we want to stay on each one a little bit longer, but we're going to go back down, I think, to the 0.1, I think was pretty good. Maybe even a little bit slower. So let's do let's try 0.2 to see if that's too slow. I kind of like it. It looks like he's like slows down into the frame and then he goes through them. One other cool idea that we can do through all of these is we can add a glow effect to the layer. So I'm going to do that now. I'm going to take a look at it on here and we're going to take this and we're going to add an outer glow to this character to 2D. So the outer glow is here and you can choose how much space around it. So it's hard to tell what it's going to look like on a dark background. So what I usually do is I create a new layer. We're going to use the paint bucket tool. We're going to switch it back to normal. And we're going to paint a black paint bucket right there, right? And then if you double click this layer, you can add what's called a a color overlay. You can switch it and make it white. So you have that. And then what I also would suggest you do, so now I can just toggle dark mode and light mode. And then you do one more layer. You put it at the very bottom and you make it like the neon, like green screen green. Or something very bright that you're not going to be using, right? So, and you paste it there. So now that I turn it off, you can see that it is perfectly cut out, right? So it's a good test. So if you go back to frame one and you turn off these two layers, it'll disappear for all of the layers. So I'm going to go back to the middle one. We're going to turn it on for here. I'm going to double click this and I'm going to do go back to the outer glow again. So go to click outer glow. We make a size spread, opacity, and then click OK. And so now when it's going to be on dark, you can see that he's almost going to glow as he goes through the space, right? Which I think will be kind of a cool effect to it. So if you want to apply it to all of the different ones, so you've designed it on this layer, you can copy the layer effect. So copy layer style, and then you go to all these different layers, you click all of them, and then you right click on it and you do paste layer style, and it will add the effect to all of them, right? So now that it's got that glow on all of them, and you can test it and see what it looks like on the green screen on any of these layers as well. So you could also go to the beginning and turn on the black, and now we can play it on dark. And you can play it on light by going, oops, I need to create the layer style so it goes on all of them. So if I click on all of these, double click this, I have to recreate the color overlay layer style. So you can have it overlay any color you want. So you can do that. So now with that effect turned on and off, I can turn it to light mode and you can see what it looks like there. I don't think I'm gonna do a drop shadow for light mode. You could do a drop shadow if you wanted it to pop more, but I think I like just adding the glow for the dark, so it'll look a little different on different modes. Just kind of a cool like Easter egg of the emote, which I really like. All right, so I'm gonna turn off that, and so now we have gone through. And one other thing that I would suggest is what you do is what's called flip the emotes. You take all of these first three frames that are before your favorite frame and you put it at the end. So now the spot where it starts the animation is where you want it to look if it's just an emote wall, you just have the emote, right? That is there. So that's assuming that we want 2D to be the character that is there. We already have a 2D emote. We may actually decide that this animation happens in the middle of our story. So I'm going to undo this for now. And I think that the beginning of our story should start with one of the other characters. Am I getting Discord pings? Probably. I'll my Discord. Um, um, so, so let's add some of the other characters in. So we have 60 frames to work with, and we have 4 characters we want to feature in each thing. I think that we should give each character somewhere between 7 and 10 frames of animation. And then actually we could give it a little bit more, but I kind of like we also could tell different parts of the story or have him come through again, or like you can do some really tricky stuff with it. So we can think about what the story should be that we're telling with all these. Uh, I appreciate it. Yeah, thank you for everyone for tuning in. There's a lot of people that are lurking and just having me on in the background. I appreciate that. I think this would be a kind of a cool tutorial in the end to throw up on my Facebook page as well. All right, let's try to figure out who our next character is and how they integrate into our story. So Ginger, do you think we should do all of the characters from the same time period, or do you think we should feature characters, all the different characters, but showcase them through history? And anybody can answer that question. Yeah, because you guys are all who are subbed to my channel are going to have access to this emote. So I kind of want something that everybody is happy with. Um, so if you look at we could. I'm trying to figure out who we should do next and how that might affect our decision. Um, so I think Noodles has the most changes through the history of the Gorillas. This is Noodles in the time period of Clint Eastwood, their first album. But you can see that very different than the Noodles, of today. Um, to She grows up obviously through the different albums. So she's like a kid in the beginning, and then she's like in the most recent one, um, yeah, she's obviously all grown up. So, um, just trying to figure out which time period I think we should pull from for her, is because that I think will affect how we decide the other ones. Uh, Part of me thinks that the Clint Eastwood era is so like big and people still like feature that song a lot that maybe we should all do it from the same era. But also part of me thinks it's kind of cool to showcase them from different time periods too. So I don't really I'm very torn on that's probably the part of this emote that I have not decided the most about yet. Um, but let's take a look at different noodles gifts to see if maybe we have ideas and if it inspires us to do something. Um, that's kind of cool, like hanging out on the windmill mills. I like that time period. And then this is from I think the trance time period. She once had the kabuki mask maybe, and this is from back in the day. I don't know. There's so many. They all look so different because it will definitely change how like what the story of it is in the emote and also like how it's gonna look. I definitely don't like her in the Feel Good Inc. era. So if we are gonna pick different eras for each one, who should be what from which era is gonna be the question. I think he does look pretty cool in that era. Okay, so maybe if in Feel Good Inc. we get the Russell, that might be the answer. And I'm gonna go to the Gorillas YouTube channel real quickly, and we're gonna grab a still image from one of their videos. So I'm gonna mute it because I don't want to get copyright struck. But silent running. Wait for the ad. Did I see Madam Web? I have not seen Madam Web. I heard that it's really bad. So everyone keeps on being like, this movie sucks. So it's hard for me to want to see it. Which sucks that I like the actress and I like the character Madam Web. But if it sounds like they did a terrible job, then I don't know what I want to do. So I want to find a frame from this story to be Noodles. Because I feel like we should have her in the current era. Because she's the one who's like grows up over time. Um, So let me see. I'm just trying to see what scene I want to feature her in. She's in a lot of the story. All right, let's go back. Another Pokemon in chat. It's kind of bad, but not that bad. Well, that's like honestly like the best review I've seen so far. I'm surprised it's on Netflix. I guess Disney was like, F this piece of garbage. Yeah, I mean, well, technically it's owned by Sony, right? So they get to choose where it goes. I mean, it's I don't even think it's part of the MCU. I think it's just part of the Spideyverse. Um, but yeah, I mean, yes, it is Marvel technically, but like there's a whole subset of the Marvel thing that like Sony owns because they bought the rights to Spider-Man and they keep on making Spider-Man movies or related movies every couple of years to be able to retain rights to that. So, yeah, you're right that it is Marvel, but I don't know if it's like canon as part of the MCU Marvel or if it's, which I like a lot of the stuff in the Spider-Verse, like in the you have Venom, which I like both of those movies. So there's definitely some good stuff there. Um, I do like her outfit there. Hmm, maybe that, what do you think? I think that's kind of a cool look. I'm just gonna try some things with this real quick. Oops. That's not what it do. Damn it. Alright, grab as much of this as I can. So, stop share, screen share, back to Photoshop. All right, so we're back to here. We're going to import the image that we just did. We're going to go back to the first frame. We're going to turn it off of all these frames. And then we're going to start a new animation here. And we're going to move it there. So I think we should have her like coming across and kind of giving a look and then moving away or something. So we start here. We add another one. We go to like say here and then add a timer and then it goes like off there. So if we do it that way, you do a motion between here of 3 frames, push a frame, it comes up, she stops for a second. I don't think you need this frame. And then you go from here, you click both of these and you make another motion between. So now it should, and I'm gonna make it hold on this one for longer so it like pauses. So up, pauses, and then it goes off screen. Right. So I'm gonna take I kind of like this pink color. There's an idea I have. If you just take this and you add another layer beneath it, and you just take the color pink that it is. What is that? All right, I have to like clean her up a little bit. Let me see. Quick selection tool. Rasterize this layer, which means it'll make it editable. And then I'm gonna select these areas here, and I'm gonna delete them out. So that way there's no gradient behind it. I'm gonna go to all these layers and we're gonna turn off this effect. So I see here the parts of it I didn't catch before. So, so for these first couple of ones, we're gonna turn off this pink layer, obviously, and then gonna come in. All right, I gotta make her not come up too high. So, oop, oop. All right. So now in 15 frames, we have him walking through. What happened here? Oh, I screwed up. Oh no, our motion tween. Why did it get messed up? That sucks. All right, it's fine. We can redo it. So, a good way to show it again. So starting frame, ending frame, create motion tween, add 5 frames of it in between. We go through, and when we get to here, we move this in a little bit and move this one back a little bit. And we're gonna hold on this one for like 2 seconds. That's probably too long. Let's do it for like a second. So he comes in, pauses, and then he leaves. She takes a look, and she probably should be less than that. So maybe she holds for 1 second and then moves off. Whoa, Grims. Holy moly. Well, welcome to stream. That's quite an entrance there, sir. Thank you so much for all those gift subs. That's freaking amazing. We are designing an emote live on stream right now for the Gorillas, just because the Gorillas are one of my favorite bands, and I like requesting them in a lot of streams. Also, it's a Stream Elements emote, so Will, if he wanted to, could always add this emote to his stream, or anybody else could in any of the bots that use Stream Elements as well. But 5 gift subs: Lolister, Balbon, Suri, Mikamoto, Holly, Enchanted Stitches, and Raise a Fan all subbed. If anyone wants to use all of the emotes, they can definitely check it out. Yeah, it just chose violence to start. But yeah, I very much appreciate that. So far we got 2D coming in, and we got noodles coming in and moving out through. So we need to do 2 more characters as well. Whoa, you're subscribed as well now. Thank you. Yeah, so we have lots of super fun emotes. I know that you are a Linkin Park fan, and so we actually are about to release a new Linkin Park emote, and we have 2 emotes that you now have as well. And thank you for the follow as well. Um, and yeah, I really appreciate yeah, we've got a lot of Linkin Park fans in chat. I wish I could like play Linkin Park while we're doing this, but I'm sure I would just get a DMCA strike. So, oh, it looks like did Florida what's the what's the score of this game? Uh, Oh, it's still 1-1. Okay, they were just replaying the goal. I thought that I saw it. So, with 3 seconds left, Dallas just took a 1 point lead over Minnesota. Holy cow, what a shot. And I think it was Luca. With 3 seconds left, they take the lead. And they're guarding him pretty well. And it's step back three, and it is in, and it's on. Oh wow, he is talking so much shit. Is Gobert is on him. Um, yeah, wow. Whoa. He just took him to school and bang. Oh, just that what a dagger into all of the Minnesota fans that are there. 3 seconds left. Now they've got a 1 point lead, but the game is not over by any means. With 3 seconds, you can set up a shot here if you are a fan of the Timberwolves, but man, what a big shot. They were down, and that gives them the lead, and their bench just goes nuts for it, obviously. Sports, indeed. Start of overtime, Rangers are tied with the Panthers 1-1, so we got an overtime game there, and obviously a 1 point game here with 3 seconds left in the basketball game. So let's figure out the next character. So now we know that the first era from the beginning of the Gorillas we have as um, is 2D, and then the most recent era we have is Noodles, and so obviously we got to get a Murdoch in there, we got to get a Russell in there. So let's go back to screen sharing the Safari, and we're gonna go back and let's go back just to different videos that we really like over history and grabbing a frame from that and cutting it out and doing something. Oh yeah, they won. They won 109 to 108. I didn't see the final play. I was looking down. But yeah, it was an inbounds play. They try to put it up, they pass it, they shoot it, and oh, off the rim. And yeah, Dallas holds on and wins. And oof. Wow, it rimmed out. Oh, that's crushing. Everyone's looking at it, and wow, they're just shocked. Yep, the Dallas Mavericks defeat Minnesota Timberwolves 109 to 108. And yeah, oh, that's a great combo. So Ginger Dory earlier today, thank you again for doing this. Gave me a subscription to Mike Shinoda's emotes so I can emote with the Shinoda ones, even though that he's not streaming right now, which I miss his streams. All right, so I think we have to go through some iconic songs. So we've already done Clint Eastwood, and we've done Silent Running, which is like their new era. I think we have to do like something from Feel Good Inc. It just seems to make the most sense. And let's just look at the video and see. So we have two characters left, and do Murdoch from this era, or do we do Russell? I'm just looking through it here to see what frame or something iconic from this that we want to feature. God, I love him just drumming like that there. Hold on, let me see. So this is from time code 306. If I could just grab that. All right. Let's see if we can make our own GIF. All right, we're gonna grab this YouTube video. YouTube to MP4. All right. So if you download the video, that's good. And all right, I'm gonna do this behind the scenes. But anyway, but what I'm doing is I'm converting it to a video, and I will rip it from there. And all right, I got it done. So what you can do is I'm getting the time codes exactly for what I want right now. So I'm just scrubbing through it. Perfect. So he does a great drumming number at 303 to 306. So I need to grab that. So in Photoshop, you can do this really cool thing that people don't realize. Let me switch screen share and we go over here. Oops, that's not the right scene at all. All right, sorry. Photoshop. All right. So if you go here and go file, import video frames to layers. And then if you go, so it's going to ask what frames you want it to do. So we're going to go over here. We're going to scrub to that part. All right. So it's really short. You click OK. What it's going to do is it's going to bring all of those frames in here. And I can take it and I can do this. So I can do we have to square it off, obviously. So let's figure out what the height of this thing is. So if we look at the image size right now, it's a height of 360. So now we got to make the width 360 as well. So let me just double check to see what part of this animation we want to use. I want him drumming. Um, sorry. So I want to see what parts are the best for him. Here to here, I think it's the best part. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this part, I'm gonna delete it. I'm gonna take everything from before and delete that. And then right now it should look like I discovered something I did wrong when I imported it. So I'm gonna do it again. So file, import, video frames to layers. You grab the video file. So we're gonna take this part again. That's there, there. And we're gonna do a limiter on it. So we're gonna limit to every 5 frames. Perfect. And now if you make it go longer, 0.6, that's too long. 0.2. All right. So now if you use this crop tool here, you just crop it in. I need to get it to 360 on either side here. So we're gonna go there. I'm gonna crop in a little bit on this side. Try to get 360 by 360. Awesome. So now what you could do is we could take all these layers and you can import them, I think, directly into here. Well, honestly, we can just, there's only 9 layers. So I can just select it, copy it, go over here. All right. So basically that's what it's gonna look like. And I can manipulate the frames to make it like animate whatever way I want it to. So I don't have to have it zoom all the way out like this. I could just have it go, back and forth. So just to show you that for an example. So we go back to the beginning layers. I turn it off on all of them, and then I turn it on. All right. Sorry. Hold on. All right. Oh yeah, I copied the wrong layer. All right. So I copy this layer and bring it. So go back to the beginning and turn it off, and turn this one on. So you take these two layers and you duplicate it over time. Nice. So watch, you give yourself the illusion um, that it's actually moving in space, right? So it looks like he's just drumming to your own beat. It's not actually what's happening, but it's going to go by so fast that it's going to read right. So here, I'll show you what it looks like when it's a lot smaller. So he stops. She comes in. He goes out. He drums. And then we obviously end with whatever we do for Murdoch. So I think that we're getting there. Uh, 'Cause I think that the light, even though it's not technically right, because it's actually further back and the light is coming in, will kind of signify that something has changed. So you can kind of get the idea that he's drumming back and forth. Because it's gonna be so small, you're not gonna see the detail work of it anyway. So you can see now that you can grab any video and any couple of frames from the video and parts of it, and then you utilize that in a GIF. Um, so we're going to turn off these layers right here, this as well. And we're going to have to pick our last guy. So we have to pick our last video as well. So we're going to screen share. And let's figure out the last music video that we want to pull from. And so I think we go through their videos and see what has been the most popular over time and what ones we haven't featured yet. So, oh, I do like that era. Uh, so obviously we have three of the different four characters, and Murdoch is always the most interesting one. Let's see what Murdoch looks like in this. If there's part that we'd want to. Oh yeah, because he's like I'm just looking at different Murdoch scenes to see if there's any. Because there's a specific animation or a specific part that we like of it, we could just grab those couple of frames. I could cut them out and put them in here. Maybe this isn't the right video for him. Um, let's go back to popular videos and see what other eras we have. I do love this video. That's kind of perfect. I do kind of love that. And it's such an era that people don't really even talk about. All right. That is definitely a possibility. We'll look at a couple other videos to see if that's the final one. No, you're all good. So Andy, you mostly just know the hits of the Grills, right? You're not like you wouldn't know like all their songs and stuff like that. I don't think so. Because we've talked about like Feel Good Inc. and Clint Eastwood before, but I don't know if I've ever talked to you about other stuff that they've done. So right now we're just going through some videos. Sorry, I just want to see. This is from a trailer, but I could grab like that's kind of cool. I think I could grab a moment of that. I had an idea that just inspired me. Let me see if this even works. So they have this thing called the sound machine where they have different like little moments with them. But I kind of like this as a visualizer. Let me see. So it's at 14 seconds to that. Okay, awesome. All right, so we're gonna do the same thing where I'm gonna file, um, import video frames to layers. I'm gonna drag that little video thing in. I'm showing the wrong screen again. All right. So we're just grabbing just the little part that has Murdoch in this little, it's like almost like a commercial. Uh, so it starts here and it ends there. And make a frame every 4 frames. It's kind of perfect. All right. So I just have to crop this now. When I get to 720 by 720, people are curious what I'm trying to crop it to. 740. All right, so now, amazing. Okay, so now if we grab this, I think, all right, I'm gonna have to do it frame by frame. That's fine. It's not gonna take that long. So I'm gonna take this. There we go. Layer one. Okay. So I'm copying this whole entire frame, and then I'm going back over to So confused. Why is it doing this? I don't want all of those layers. I just want one layer. Oh, here it is. Sorry. I selected too many layers. Go to the beginning, turn it off. All right, so we're gonna go back to this over here. So all for that layer. Go back over here, paste it, resize it. Go back to the first one and turn it off. So now what should happen here is it should be able to go back and forth between this and we flicker it a few times. All right, I think it's getting pretty good. Um, so we have, I think, all the different characters. Ooh, Magikarp was in chat. I missed that. You have heard the other songs. So I think that this is pretty good for the different four characters. I'm trying to figure out the order in which I want to do it. I definitely don't want these two side by side. I definitely. So Andy, which of the other characters, 2D is the focus of the 2D emote that I have already. So I kind of wanted to feature a different person to be the first frame. So between the three other characters, we have her, right? Noodles. Um, we have Russell. Um, and we have Murdoch. I think I like the Murdoch face so the most. But what are your thoughts? Do you think and this is true for anybody who's lurking in chat and wants to have an opinion. Do you think that our featured person should be you think it should be Russell? He's just a little far back. So I feel like if it's an emote on a wall, that maybe we should either do she's so different. Like I feel like she would be very different than having um like one would be pink and one would be like um and I also really love Murdoch and his like I think I'm gonna go with Murdoch. I don't know. It's just because I think that he's the closest up to it and it's gonna look the best as a single emote on a wall. He also just looks super creepy, which I kind of love. All right, so I'm gonna take these frames here, half the frames, and put them in the front. So now the emote looks like this. He comes across and through. She comes, stops, looks across. He drums for a bit, and then you have a bit of the flickering of that. So I think we make the drumming a little bit longer. So a couple more of those drums, and we make the more flickers. So now we're up to 37. Um, because these last longer because they're 1 second delays, so we can have more of these frames. Um, But I don't think that we should have these two next to each other. So maybe the answer is we switch it up and we do 2D comes in, Russell drums, she comes in, looks away, and then that, and then back. And I think that looks pretty cool. What do you think, Andy? What do you think about this being the default emote? I think it would look pretty cool as something next to 2D. Like But I have to think about it's only going to be animated on my wall, right? Or people that have like specific walls that do it. Um, so, but if we really like Russ, we can too. My theory is it's just gonna be so small. He's gonna lose detail when it's on like an emote wall. I'm kind of happy with how this one has come so far. Um, oh, the Rangers were able to defeat Florida. So the puck is does not play the high stick. It passes up. It then becomes a 3-on-2. It passes right and he scores. Wow. What a huge win by the Rangers to tie up that series. Uh, Minnesota was up 55 to 40 at one point in this game. And or 57 to 40 at that point. Wow. They lost it all. Not a buzzer beater, but almost a buzzer beater. I think I'm pretty happy with it. I'm gonna just let it play while we chat. I can even enlarge it a little bit so people can see it much larger than what it'll actually be. But I think that that's pretty cool for like a Gorillas emote. I think I'm even gonna make it like pause on the 2D for like a little bit longer. So this will go for 1.5 seconds, and her stare back. Maybe this thing goes a little bit like she like saunters away a little bit slower. So like a 0.3 delay here. I'm also gonna make this go for 1.2 seconds. So that way it holds a little bit longer. I think it's pretty cool. And what's cool is this middle part is gonna be transparent. So it's gonna look different whether or not he's walking across. Like when you're on dark mode, he's gonna walk across a dark sky. When he's on light mode, he's gonna be silhouetted like he is on the like in the thing. So I think that's kind of cool that people on the mode that they're going to be playing it on, it's going to have a different effect. Also, um, when it's on a like on one of those animated emote walls, it's going to be transparent for that part of it, which is kind of cool. So, um, yeah, I think that I'm good with it. Oh, good. Digidori, perfect timing. I wanted to show you the final emote. So, he's gonna come into the scene. It'll be different if it's on dark or light. He's gonna drum a little bit. She's gonna look back and go across, and then it kind of has this blinking effect thing again, and he's gonna come through. And what's cool about this part over here is it's gonna vary on whether or not it's going to be on a dark background. So for these three scenes, if I just turn this on, uh, out there, to give you an idea what it'll look like on dark mode. Because a lot of people do view their emotes, or they do have it. So in dark mode, it's going to look like that. So it'll really depend on like which mode that you're on. So I'm going to take this off. Uh, So yeah, I think that'd be kind of like a little Easter egg, depending on what you're doing. And also like when that moment happens in the story when it's on a, emote wall, especially like on ones that are really like dynamic, like Scott Firestone Rocks Drums does. Um, it'll be really cool. So let me just save this as the you had a violinist play Iridescent. It was so beautiful. Oh man, I wish you had clipped that. I would have totally watched that. Who is the streamer? Maybe they have bots. Yeah, feel free to share the streamer's name in chat. Um, and also, I want to do something for you, which I should have done a long time ago. Um, but I've just now made you a VIP of the channel, and so you wish you could figure out how to clip things? Oh, it's are you on a computer or are you on your phone? On the phone, it's a little bit harder. On the computer, you just mouse over it and you mouse over the screen, and then uh, Marco one. Huh, interesting. I'm just seeing if there is of, no, he does not keep mods up. That's too bad. All right. Well, he probably doesn't have clips then too, if that's the case. So no, that's cool. Uh, yeah. So you mouse over it, and basically there's a little icon that looks like a little clipboard, and you click it, and it'll then take you to another screen that you can then choose like the 30 seconds of it. It gives you the last 2 minutes of stream, and you choose the 30 to 60 seconds you want of it. And Uh, so yeah, welcome on in, Tina. So Tina, I just made this gorillas emote, so you can kind of see what it is. I was showing it. This is what it'll look like on light mode, but that part is transparent, so it'll be different if it's on dark or light. Uh, it only lasts 2 minutes since you click the button. But my guess is if they don't have VODs on, then they might not have clips on as well. Uh, Uh, so yeah, I'm excited. So we just made this, and so I'm gonna save that, and then I'm gonna make one more emote real fast, and yeah, I saw the name, and yeah, I checked. I didn't see any video clips or anything on it. Uh, uh, but yeah, that's really cool. But yeah, welcome on in, Tina. We have a lot of VIPs in chat, which I really appreciate. I appreciate people lurking as well. And yeah, let's make one more quick emote. And it's gonna be 500 by 500. And this one's going to be an AJR emote. People might not know who AJR is, but they are Adam, Jack, and Ryan, three Jewish brothers from New York who produce music and some of my son's favorite uh, songs. So this is going to be a really simple emote. Um and I'm really excited to use it on people's streams, especially like Willow Keys, who has AJR songs. I miss Carly because she had AJR songs too. Three, exactly, Beastie Boys. They are. I mean, they don't rap though, so I was gonna say they're like the modern day Beastie Boys, but I don't think that that's quite true. All right, let me quickly swap screens real fast here and stop sharing that, and we're gonna share. Um, Sorry again. And we are going to do AJR. We're going to look at the band. We're going to talk about them for a second. So they're a pop band. They're my son's favorite musicians. And we've gone to two of their concerts. Zach's very first concert ever was them. And if people don't know my Instagram, it's not logged in on that browser. Hold on, please do. Sorry, I have to keep on flipping between two different things. Um, I was gonna show people real quickly us meeting AJR, and maybe we grab scenes from this. That actually can make some more sense.
Yeah, your biggest fan. He asked to go to your concert when he was 3. Y'all were his first concert in Merriweather.
Yeah.
He had the most amazing time.
I love your shirt. It's really cool.
It's his travel shirt.
He wears it everywhere.
So we wear it all the time.
Thank you. We love you guys.
You guys are great.
So I could just grab scenes from this video. That's not actually a bad idea. So let me just go to my YouTube. I believe it's under my shorts as well over there. Yeah.
What's that?
Yeah, your biggest fan. He asked to go to your concert when he was 3. Y'all were his first concert in Merriweather.
Yeah.
He had the most amazing time.
I just want to see if I have this video saved on this computer. If not, into that. What's up? It's good to see you. I am Manny. People don't know who I am Manny is. Uh, he does a lot of cool stuff. We were watching him play Super Mario Brothers Wonder the other day, and I'm making emotes. So one of my son's favorite bands is AJR, and thus one of my favorite bands as well. And so I was thinking about grabbing little screenshots of the different members as they are meeting my son. In a line where he is getting a record signed. I thought that would be kind of cool to make an emote out of the meeting of his favorite band. So I'm gonna grab this shot right here of Adam.
I love your shirt.
Hold on, I want to see. All right, I'm gonna do it a different way because that's on mine. So hold please. I'm going to grab the video file from. Just see if I can send it to myself. So yeah, it was really cool. He was able to meet them, and so sorry, I'm just grabbing the original file off my phone. So, wait, I hate that it automatically turns the audio on. Let me just see right here. Description. It says on November. That's what I needed. So, but yeah, welcome on in. I'm happy that you're able to join us. It's crazy o'clock though in Europe. I can't believe that you're here, but I appreciate you joining us. But what is all right, so here we are, November. Here it is. All right, so that's awesome. So let me just select both of these and airdrop it to myself. Whoops, I'm sending it to the wrong computer. There we go. I have 3 computers here, so I sent it to the wrong one, but that's fine. There, I think I'm sending it to the right one now. Aha, there it is. All right, so we're gonna go back here. I should have had this idea earlier, but so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna import videos to frames just like I've done before. So if you go over here to import and video frames to layers, we're gonna go over to our downloads and we're gonna grab the file. And which one do I want to use for? All right, let's look at this one first. Both of them might be fine. So, why isn't this working? File, import. Do I have to convert to an MP4? That'll be annoying if I do. I thought it could take it. No, it'll be files. Oh, it can. All right, good. All right, so we're gonna go through here and we're gonna look through to see a shot that we can get the of each of the brothers that we like. So we could also grab just like a still of them, talking to him, or like a section of them talking to him as well as the emote. Oh my, I didn't even thought about this idea. I was originally just gonna grab, oops, I screwed that up. All right, hold on. Make video frames to layers. All right, so we're grabbing this video, and I think maybe we'll just grab some of these frames. You're gonna have to pass out now. I'm glad I caught even for a few night on. Yeah, good night, man. Welcome on in. And Tina, thank you for gifting a gift sub. Wow, we just hit 30 subs, which I really appreciate on this channel. And I hope that you enjoy the emotes. I know we talked Pokemon early. And that's really cool that you're able to stop by. And yeah, people should go check out I Am Mania if they can. I saw there was a shout out already, but can do one of these fancy ones. But yeah, he's really cool. Does music streams, also does game streams as well. So definitely go check him out. All right, so we're gonna grab some of these frames. So I like it from here and let's say there, and we're gonna limit to array 5 frames maybe, and see how many frames that comes up with. Probably already too many, but we'll just delete a lot of them. We'll just find the best part. So we're also going to crop it. So let's see what our width is. Right now it's 1080 width by probably 1900 height. So we're just going to make it 1080 by 1080. So 1058, 10. Oh, we're so close. There we go. All right, perfect. Let's see what we got here. So there's times where it goes definitely they definitely aren't all in frames. So let's see if I can find like the parts where they are. Um, see if I delete these middle frames and see what happens. Remember, we only have 60 frames to work with. Let's see. Do we think we should just show the place where all 3 of the brothers are in? Probably. I was gonna say you could show each of them signing it individually. I think it'll be better if I do it this way. So we're gonna do this and we're gonna hold it for a little bit longer. So 0.05. So it'll be a little bit slower. And then I'm gonna do 3 more frames after this. So 1. So I'm gonna actually have it spell out AJR as well. So it's gonna show a little bit of them signing it. It's gonna blink the different letters. And then it's gonna go into a, right, so we're gonna click the layer here. We're gonna duplicate the layer. We're gonna click on it, J. So we're gonna go back to the over here. We're gonna turn off the A layer for everything. We're gonna go over here, turn off the J layer for everything. Just have the J there. We're gonna click it one more time. We're gonna take this one. We're gonna duplicate this layer. So you right click on it. You scroll to duplicate layers, the third from the top. You go enter here. And we're gonna turn this into an R. And we're gonna go back to the beginning. I'm gonna turn the R off for all of them. And then we turn that one off and on. So A, J, R. And each one of these is gonna hold for 2 seconds is probably too long. So maybe like 1.5 seconds. Let's try that. All right. And we'll figure out the font in a second. It's too long. All right, let's do 1 second. Cool. So you have each one of all right, so we're gonna go to this layer and we're gonna add some stuff. So now we're gonna do a picture, Adam from AJR. I'm not gonna go back and forth and show you all the different ones, but I'm just gonna pick one from each. There you go. So that's Adam. I'm gonna go back to the beginning and turn it off. Then we're gonna do a picture of Jack and we're gonna do a picture of Ryan, and then we're gonna go to their logo. So it's Adam. Take it away. I'm gonna find a good picture of Jack. That's awesome. All right, you'll see what I'm gonna do in a second. All right, so we got Adam, we got Jack, we now need Orion. That off. Pick up a picture of Orion real quick. Put that in. So goofy. I'm trying to get like a picture that sort of matches the vibe of the other two. Um, Here's a picture of Ryan. So this one, I don't want this background. So I'm gonna use the selection tool. We're gonna use the object selection tool. We're gonna select him as an object. I'm gonna cut him out. There we go. So we're gonna give each one of them a time to shine here for a couple of frames, and then it's gonna hit their logo, and then it's gonna go back to um, them signing for us, right? So I think that the default graphic is gonna be the logo, so it's gonna start with the logo. So we just grab that here. Oh, there's so many great versions of their logos through time. I'm trying to figure out which one I like the best. This one's great. I think this is the answer. Yeah, we're gonna make a new layer here. Actually, I'm gonna temporarily make it as the last layer. And I'm gonna drag it to the front. Oh, there's another Pokemon in chat. So here we go. Boom. Like that. And we're gonna start off with 0 opacity and it's gonna fade in. So we're gonna do a 5-frame fade in there. And that last frame where it's full, where it's gonna hold, it's gonna be oops, sorry, just trying to get it about right. So starts off with transparent with the logo. Let's see what it looks like on a dark background. So we're gonna make a like we did with the other project. I'm gonna make a layer here that's gonna have a black background. And then you can double click it. Oops. Cool, I caught the Pokemon. Double click it, add a color overlay, and then we'll check it out what it looks like on white as well. So that's what it looks like on black. Yeah, it's pretty good contrast. I think it's pretty good just as it is. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe I'll add a little bit of an effect to it. So if we add a drop shadow to it and a outer glow. I like that combination because then it will. I'm gonna put it on a black background for a second just to see what it looks like. So we're gonna go back over here. We're gonna go to the layer effect of the AJR. I'm gonna name it AJR logo. And we're gonna affect both the outer glow. We're gonna make it have a larger spread in size. Cool. All right. I do wonder if maybe it should have a little bit of a bigger drop shadow. So I might. I'm creating a shadow behind it. So this will detect how far back it is, right? And then how far it spreads and the size of it and how it like disperses over time. And this is the opacity of it. So I like it being fully black so that way when it's on dark it won't appear at all. So let's try this. So that's AJR logo, right? And then down here we'll affect it to go dark. That's awesome. So it won't have a drop shadow when it's on dark, but when it's on just a little bit in there, so it looks like it's sitting on that bottom line. Perfect. I like that. All right, we're gonna take out that background. And when the logo's coming in, and it's not gonna have that effect on it, but when it hits on the still, it'll pop into a 3D. So we're gonna go other. We're gonna make it take about 0.2 seconds for it to. So let's just play the whole animation real quick to see where we're at. So A, J, R. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make it so it holds on this for a second with the frame right before it pops to full. And then actually maybe a second is too long. Let's do it for like 0.7 seconds. So it holds there for a little bit longer. And I am gonna have it hold on the pop that it holds for like 1.5 seconds before it starts the animation over again. All right, ready and go. So it holds for 1.5 seconds. They're signing A, J, R. Actually, I think that I'm gonna have them signing take a little bit longer. So right now it's 0.5 seconds for each one. So let's do it at 0.1 second. So you need one more full layer. So I see it didn't look quite right. So I want this one to actually be full opacity for 0.7 and this one go back to 0.2 and then it will look a little bit smoother. So it fades in, pops to that, and then it pops out. I think I might keep that font. Also, I was thinking here we can do some fun little thing with these guys. So this has, so if you click here, we click another frame and we move it up, you could have him move through this space, have 4 seconds of animation here, make it go for like 0.2 seconds, and then he'll look like he's like slowly moving in space until he gets to here. Then he holds for a second, and so that's, and then so here, move and motion between 5 frames. All right, so the lead up is going to be all 0.2, oops, 0.2, and then it's going to hold for a second, and then 0.2 seconds. They used to play a bunch of their songs regularly on alt rock radio stations. Haven't heard them much lately. Interesting. They actually just released a new song today, and so it's pretty good. It was a acoustic version of one of their other songs. It's actually a song that I would love to hear you do like a cover of. It's pretty cool. Um, it's called Inertia. I just think the lyrics are really cool. You should definitely check it out. You actually put the link in chat. If anyone wants to check out their new song that came out today. So it's a kind of like a version, an acoustic version of a song that they've already done before. But yeah, go check that out. I think the lyrics in Inertia are incredible. So this one I think, so he comes up and then sort of gives you the stare. Actually, I think we're gonna do the stairs in the middle and then always have it come off of them at the end. So the way it's consistent. So it'd be kind of funny if he just like pops up. do that, and then we bring him to fall. And for this, we do emotion tween, add 5 frames, select all this, go to 0.2. And I'll just end with it there. All right, I think we got 46 frames, so we're doing pretty good. So AJR, the band signing, AJR. I don't understand. Why does it doing something weird? I don't know. It seems like the effect is not staying on for as long as it's supposed to. All right. I think we might be getting done. So they're signing AJR, Adam, Jack, Ryan. Uh, Let me just save this real quick. Cool. I think I'm pretty happy with all those. And does anyone else have any questions about any of, the emote making process or any of what we did today? So just as a recap, this is the AJR emote. I'm going to show it kind of small right here so you can kind of see what it will look like. Tiny. Uh, see it. Um, but yeah, I'm pretty happy with it. I think it's kind of cool to use a little bit of the moment that we met them, as well as the name itself. Oh, I know what we needed to do for the AJR. I need to add layer effects on it. So if it's on dark right now, if it was on dark mode, you wouldn't even see it. So unless we didn't make it transparent backward and just made it AJR on. It's not a bad idea. Like nothing else is transparent about it. So why don't we just make it black on white? Um, cool. I'm pretty happy with it. I almost wonder if we should, just looking at the videos that I downloaded to see the videos that I would want to utilize. Oh, that's kind of a brilliant move. Hold on. We love you guys. Hold the phone. I thought of another couple of frames that I want to include. All right. So let's go back over here. We're gonna import a different movie, and I forgot that we have another angle, and the ending of this other angle is kind of perfect. So I think this would be a great ending to the video. So we're gonna grab some frames here. Let's see, they're handing it to him. There. There, limit to every 5 frames, and we're gonna click OK. I'm gonna take a look at this. That's 900 down. I'm trying to make a square crop to see what it looks like. Pretty cool. So if we grab these 11 frames and bring them over. What I'm gonna do here, can you see what I'm doing? So I'm gonna select the whole thing, copy this whole frame over, and then click over here, and we're gonna paste it. And then we go to frame one, and we turn it off. We go back here and turn it back on. And then we make another frame, turn this one off, and then we go back over here, we go to frame two, find layer two, and we're gonna copy it, go back over here, paste it, back to layer one, turn it off, go back to 17, turn it on. So now we're 2 frames in. So we're gonna do this 8 more times. So we're gonna take that frame, turn it off, go back over here, go to layer three, turn it on, select, and paste it over here. So he's walking, comes on in. All right, so I'm just testing it. So then he walks on in, and he comes on over. And all right, we're gonna keep doing this. So we're going back to here, turn on layer four, copy it, go back to this document, and we're gonna turn it off. We're gonna paste it in, go back to frame one, turn it off, go back to frame 19, turn it on. So now he's still coming. So we have 4 frames. Hold on, I don't think that worked right. Let me delete these last. The first 3 are right. 1, 2, 3. It's 4. That's this one's not right. All right, so we're gonna go back over here. Click on layer 4. Copy. That was the problem. Then we're gonna paste it over here. Go back to the frame one. Turn it off again, so it's not on all the frames. Turn it on just so it's on here. So he keeps coming. Press plus one more time. Turn it off. Going back over here and switching to layer 5. One, turn it off. One, two, three, four, five. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here, I'll zoom in also so you guys can see a little bit closer what we're working with. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going back over here. Layer 6. Select all. Go back over here. Paste it. Go to this. Turn it off. Turn it here. Turn it on. So Oops. Oh, I think that I all right. We're almost there. So he's gonna grab the thing. Just making sure that I want to get all the frames before I do all the work. So turn this one off. Mhm. So let's just play it real quickly. So definitely hold on the last frame there for like 2 seconds. And we're gonna make this, we're gonna make the whole thing last a little bit longer. So I'll make everything 0.05. Oh wait, sorry. You want to make it last longer. It's the other way. So you need to make it zero point 0.1. Point oh, it's 0.2. That's the answer is. Okay. So he's gonna come through, he's gonna grab it, and he's gonna pause. So we're gonna pause it also here. All right, so now we're gonna go through each of these layers and we're gonna make it just a little bit larger. So we're gonna click here, we're gonna go to the top, we're gonna click and we're gonna drag there. And do this. All right, yeah, no problem, Andy. We're almost done too. All right, how many frames do we have? We have 6 frames left that we can work with. So I was thinking about making this scene fade to black. We can select both of these frames. I'm gonna add 3 more between it. And what it's gonna do is it's gonna change the opacity over time. Oh, I just screwed it up. Sorry. I meant to do something else. So on this layer, Got it. So I need it to be fully black on both. Select both of them. Select the in between. Add those layers in between. Uh, we're gonna make this also last 0.2 seconds. So it's gonna have him walking in, grabbing it, holding it,